those kind of chews before. I just think he ate something that was not okay for his poor belly. But he's
Oh,
became pretty fine and happy since.
okay, good.
A little bit of a lap dog, though. I'm not gonna fib. Just like kind of like the stay at your heels all day kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, we are recording. Miss Barbara, will you pretty please check our hearts and then wickets? Oh, there we go. I muted me. Thank you, Jesus. Will
All
you?
right. Father, in the name of Jesus, Lord, we come before you, Father, thanking you, Lord, for all that you do and continue to do in our lives, Father. We thank you, Father, that you will continue to just keep our path straight, Father. We thank you, Father, for your guidance. We thank you for your protection. We invite your Holy Spirit to just have your way today, Father, as we go through our sessions, as we study to show ourselves approved, Father. We thank you, Lord, that you would give us the insight and the wisdom, Father, to follow the correct path that you want us to take, Father. We know that if we commit our works to you, Father, that you said in your word that you would bless us, Father. And we just thank you that you continue to bless us the way you have, that we be a blessing to others. We give you praise in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. Okay, guys, ladies and gentlemen, let's go take a look. So I'm gonna go to the 30-minute time frame. We're always gonna take a look and turn off all of our indicators. And we've done pretty well overall. Very, very well. So we're gonna mark up overnight's high. Well, actually, we're not doing overnight. I should go more to pre-market. Yesterday's low, overnight's low. It's actually pre-market and yesterday, more accurately. But on a day like this, if we have big news, I'd want to see yesterday's overnight, not just necessarily pre-market. We don't have a very high level yesterday. So that's yesterday's high, yesterday's low. Pre-market starts at 4 a.m. So this does not unfortunately count. So we're coming all the way to over here. Then of course pre-market, that's gold. Gold has been beautiful to trade. It just takes a long time and it's very expensive if you're trading minis. Like if you're trying to micromanage, easy way to go get 300 bucks. Easy, easy way. 300, 600, 1,000. Easy, easy peasy. But those are our key levels we're going to be looking for. This was where we closed yesterday. So if we break above, we know what we're looking for. Okay. Oh, I didn't do the disclaimer and all the things, but you guys already know all that stuff too. I think so. For the most part, you guys are fine. Greed, we're on the high end. News, we've got kind of a lot. 9:15 had a lot of news. We've got PMI today. Dead speeches, the whole nine. Got a whole bunch today. 8:40. So some has already passed, but it should be a pretty big day. If you're trading on live money, remember they've lowered your margin level. So I won't be on my AMP account at all today. And of course, financial juice is showing us wherever
It's
that one's
lifted
at.
already.
I'm sorry?
The raised margin levels have already been lifted.
Already? Let's see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at 40 minutes past, the hour.
Nice. Well, we've got a lot of big things happening, so just be careful, be wary. Because all that's done then. We don't have to worry about any of that.
Correct.
PPI, PMI. I'm
It's
getting a little
only
bit,
AMP. I don't know anything about any other brokers.
yeah. I'm getting a little better at checking the news, whereas before I really didn't care so much about the news. I never really paid too much attention to it. So our overall track record, we're doing really good. I'm gonna mark up our pre-highs and our pre-lows, all the things, yesterday's and pre-market, just to see. But overall, profit is profit, and that's all we're trying to go for. We're not just trying to go for the pitch that says, hey, this is possible. We're trying to say, hey, look, if you stay consistent and that's it, because you're going to have the ups and downs, you're going to have the swings. But beautiful, beautiful. That's his ES. Still got a lot of wicks to the upside. We're hoping to see if we're going to get that sell down now. We got a pretty good dump on YM. We haven't got it yet. So I don't know if we're going to come all the way back up, but at market open, which is about 8 minutes, take out yesterday's close. If we are to have a level to the upside, this is going to be where I'm targeting. Not only is there a little gap there, but we've got yesterday's close there. So that's on ES. NQ looks very, very comparable, but we closed at the high and we haven't really got back up to that high. So this was our yesterday's high, our pre-market high is right here. So we're really close to pre-market high. This is yesterday's close. We want to see this. And we really didn't move anywhere yesterday during the day, during actual business hours, actual trading hours. And NQ has just kind of been holding steady. China has a lot of stuff on, or somebody's having more AI restrictions. Riz and I talked about AI this morning on my little walk, and kind of how it affects the education and the University of Valencia over there, just differences in how things are functioning, because it is definitely different. AI has taken over so much. 4 AM. Already a nice downward push on YM. And of course, here we go. I know that Futrix had some problems yesterday with the website, but everyone's tool is working now. Everyone's got access now, right? Everyone should be good to go in theory. Good morning, William. Alan, where did you come in through? I'm new to trading futures, came in from Forex side this week. Well, welcome, Alan. Honestly, this it should be up. It's not up right now. That was kind of the hardest thing. So you can get an AMP free demo account and then play on MT5 just to get a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more knowledgeable. But this right here is a free indicator you can get on TradingView. That's what I would personally do. If it's my recommendation, that's the one I'm going for. So this kind of gives you everything you need to know in terms of if you're on the mini, the micro, the value, and then ATR, which it had ATR, but it doesn't have ATR. Does not have ATR, sadly. Good morning, Derek. Good morning, good morning. Okay, so we've got all of our pre-market and yesterday's highs and lows marked up. Oil, I have not traded it. I put a couple trades on, I think a week or so ago, just kind of getting familiar, but overall, look at kind of where we're sitting. We moved quite a bit. Nothing during New York, everything overnight. Literally nothing. We just sat completely still. So yesterday's high, yesterday's low, yesterday's close, pre-market high, pre-market low. So we've got all the majors kind of marked up. Good morning, Abdul. Good morning. The things let's see, we got 5 minutes left. Things I'm most looking for this morning, okay, are whatever proper English is. I'm not trying to do too much of crude, but we've got this nice move up. I'd like to fill the rest of this imbalance and see if we're going to come back down. Gold, I think we have a lot more room to come up. I've scalped quite a bit of this, but again, we dumped overnight for no ungodly reason. I don't know what reason we dumped for, but we've got a lot of imbalances up to the upside. So we just filled some premiums. I think we've got another imbalance here. This one's mostly been filled, and then we've got all the way back up to 33.20s. That's a big amount of room. Obviously, I don't want to buy here. I want to wait for it to pull back and confirm, like on the 5 or the 15-minute time frame. But gold is notorious for taking off the way it wants to go. So we'll see. You want to scalp into that sell, but just know we've made a pretty good move in terms of that upside move. This is yesterday's close, pre-market high, yesterday's high. We're already sitting right in there. So are we going to come back down, grab some of this liquidity first? Because we've already taken it. Overnight, we kind of took all of it. So now it might be looking like we're headed the other direction, but I'm not interested in too many buys until we get a pullback for the big picture stuff. So that's just me though. You guys do you. We're going to do our best to follow the 6 FTC breakout strategy that we use for Asian and New York. But here we go. ES, love ES for the potential sell. YM and ES and NQ don't necessarily always follow suit. And we know the tech stuff is going to be a big part of why NQ has been pushing up so much and why YM has not. YM has already kind of came down quite a bit. But we're going to have to wait for an hour open to see how this works. An hour after open. So I'm really curious. Right now, we're still seeing a lot of plus on the day. Could go to the day change. A lot more bigger picture red stuff. Obviously, the tech is still up. Nvidia's up almost 5%, 4%. Google Meta. So is this going to be enough to continue to push NQ up higher? Or is this going to kind of settle down a little bit and let that kind of come down and retrace like we've seen on YM? So here's where we're sitting. I'd like to see maybe pre-market we come swing out of yesterday's close and then get the sell-off. Big picture, I'm looking for the sell-off. Doesn't mean we're going to get it. I'm going to go where the market goes. Same thing here. I'd like to see us maybe come because we didn't clear any liquidity. We made just edged up a little bit. Big move up. New York, what is this day? Tuesday. Not a whole bunch of move overnight, but we're edging up. Same thing, slightly edging up, and we have not cleared any of these highs. So I'm guessing before we get the big drop down, we might have to come and grab some liquidity. But we did make a lower low. We've cashed out all those lows. So to come up, look for this to fill. 21,373. And then come down. So that's on all the pre-market discussion. Anybody have questions, comments, or instruments you want to go look at? Put that in the chat. And here comes gold. I can't believe I missed so much of that. Missed too much. Got gold up here. And we're coming down now. Slowly but surely. Come back down even to the VWAP area. We'll see. We'll see what we get. Trading on Tradeovate today for my take profit trader accounts. And then I'm gonna again try Ninja Trader and the affordable whatever copier. I've got OC orders, so the orders should in theory cancel each other out. We're trying to learn up, but we'll see as time goes on. You're looking for a right now trade. I like the gold. I like the gold a lot because even just to come down to yesterday's close. And now let's put our indicators back on. This is the 2-minute time frame. We're coming right now. We're gonna wait for our 2 minutes. 2 minutes. What pair are you guys favoring right now? What instrument are you favoring? I will say one gentleman had a phenomenal point on our Tuesday night call. We do it free on YouTube. I'm still working out some kinks, but guys, just because you see on a call us looking at analyzing or discussing multiple pairs or instruments doesn't mean you have to take multiple pairs or instruments. You can definitely decide, hey, I'm going to find my one. It's either going to win, lose, or draw. If that one's closed, I can take another. But this is to help the masses. So just know there's our NQ move. Pick the one that you really think is looking best or the 1 to 2. And that's it. Leave it at that. Gosh, on 5 minis or 5 micros, literally, you're still going to make $100-200 and you don't even need very many points on gold on NQ. I like that for the sell. What indicators are those? This is the breakout indicator. Where did you come in from, Alan? How did you get access to this call? I like the potential sell here. This breakout indicator will also help you with contract sizes and risk, which is the biggest, it was the hardest thing for me at first. Yes, pushing up. My target is going to be, we've got 15 seconds left on this candle. My target is going to be a little bit past this. We've got pre-market high. We've got the 1 range. And then, of course, we've got yesterday's close. So I'm going to be very, very careful here. Let it retest maybe 50% of that range. NQ, nice spring to the downside. Buying NQ. I'm in it. Oh, no, it didn't activate. Holy cow, that fill was awful. That fill was awful. I did the pending order. It was awful. So buying NQ. Giving it that much. Yes. It takes some time. Yes. Buying yes. different broker. So these will have automatic management. So I'm in ES along with you guys. I'm in NQ along with you guys. And then I'm going to go look at gold. So let that kind of keep going up $100, up 30 on ES. If you look at where the VWAP is, I would like to see us kind of come target at least into that area. By the time we get into there, I want to really have locked this and protected. Come on, baby. For ES, I'm targeting that high. We're already wicking down. Not going to give it much more room than that. I'd at least like to see us break this high. So as you come back more into profit, make sure you're locked. And Q already knocked me out. That tight management. We're sitting at pre-market high right now. Come up a little bit into here. But we also know, what did we say? I'd like to see us come into this area. We've pulled down a little bit. Do you have a video which outlines? Alan, hold on. I'll ask you questions in a moment, okay? Well, I'll answer questions in a moment. ES is kind of struggling to get up there. It's not as fast. And Q's got 2 wicks to the upside, so a little bit harder for me to really want to go chase that. But I do think we're going to come up and at least clear kind of this level. What is that? 21,360, 21,360. So easy kind of hit that target. I'm at $150 just protecting, because again, I only have two hands, so I can't be, I like the automatic aspect, and now I'm gonna kind of try to go babysit gold a little bit and see if we get a move. So I've already got a trade on NQ. I might go look to re-enter again. NQ looks good. 5-minute time frame. Pull back down, fill that. Still in, good job. There's a bit of a 5-minute. Look at 5-minute, here we go. Go back to NQ. We might swing back down and grab this area. Because, I mean, if you look at the big picture of what this did for PPI or whatever, this has made a big move, sure, but we haven't really extended that far. It looks like a lot and it's worth a lot, but we haven't really extended that far. Not yet, anyways. We're on the 5-minute time frame. We still haven't broken that 5-minute range just yet. So we can babysit that a little bit. But I'd rather go look at gold because I'm looking at gold for the sell. And this is the one that I want to let run a little bit more. Doesn't mean it's right. It's the one that I want to put on. And otherwise, if I wasn't on this call, guys, just full transparency, I wouldn't take this many trades. And somebody else had brought that up the other day of, you know, trying to be in all of them. Don't pick your one trade. That's all you need is one trade. We're coming all the way back down. Oopsie. View. Actual size. All the way back down. We retested all of that. So I'm looking to take gold here in just a second. Look at that. Just came all the way back. Give it all the way back. Robert, you should know, don't ever take a trade if you don't know what you're going to do when it goes against you. So if we're taking that initial break, we want to protect it very quickly. We knew we were going to butt up against pre-market high. We knew that if we braked and closed above this, we'd be targeting that one range. And if we broke and closed being the key word, we'd be targeting here, right? So what you do is you use your stop loss either at that 50% mark. Remember, you want to see it close, not just touch. You want to use your stop loss down here at the other side of that range, close, not just touch. And now here we are with gold. So this is the one that I kind of want to baby and monitor a little bit. I think we're coming down a little bit. Doesn't mean I'm got 2 wicks to the upside, so we like that. We just don't have any confirmation just yet. NQ pulled all the way back down into that 5-minute range. Still hasn't, I'm not in gold yet. No, not in. I'm just watching it. I can remove that if that's helpful, but I'd like to get in gold if we break out. We haven't broke out yet. Now we're breaking out to the upside. NQ is pushing back down, and gold is breaking out to the upside. So that's a fair break. I wasn't prepared to buy or to long this, but I would be looking to target what do we have? Yesterday's high, okay, during New York, and then pre-market's high. If this is buying, we're definitely not going to get that pump as much. All right, we wait. We wait. I do want to babysit NQ a little bit though. Looks like we're going to try to break to the downside.
Penny,
Yes, sir.
good morning. How are you doing? This is a perfect example that I need to ask you. NQ shot up and then it turned around. Do you ever take the sell back down?
So like if we break and close below here, yeah. So my big picture on the day is to sell. Like that is what I'm looking to see happen, is to sell.
So you wait for it to break. You don't ever take it when it turns right there like it's doing right now.
So right now,
You just wait.
if I just take it here, I'm gambling. Like if I just take it right now because, oh, we were buying, now we're selling. So market
No,
has,
if it broke at the top, where it broke up at the
so
top,
like if it broke back below into the range,
right?
no, I wouldn't do that.
Okay, so you wait for it to close out on the other side.
Yeah, well, because why would I want to say, hey, look, we bought, maybe we made some, maybe we didn't. Why would I want to buy just because we come back into this range? Like I don't have a valid reason to buy at that point. You know what I'm saying? There wouldn't be one.
Well, if it broke at the top of the line where you got your line right here, where it broke at the top,
But
would you
that's
take it there?
no, why? But
Okay.
why? Help me understand why you
No,
would.
I'm just trying to get clarification. I didn't think you would,
Okay.
but a lot of times you see it turn around and you say, "Man, should I get in there or not?" That's what I'm trying to break the confusion for myself. I
Okay,
didn't think you
gotcha.
did, but
Okay,
I just
gotcha.
wanted to hear you what you had to say.
I was like, I don't understand. Like, why would we be? Because look, if we drew a box, like let's say we were trying to take this breakout, okay? And I'll try to make it a little smaller. If we drew a box and we tried to sell, it didn't work, okay, or whatever, and we try to buy it back in, all you're doing is buying back into that range. We don't have any confirmation that tells us it's not telling us anything. The purpose of a breakout is for us to extend outside in either direction. It doesn't mean you're always going to be right. I can remember the 15-minute, is all viral right now. But right now we're still inside of this range. So we have no clear defined direction. We've got a nice doji, which is literally the definition of indirection, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you can technically make money flipping a coin, buying and selling at any time. But if you can't duplicate it and can't get a payout, it has no value to you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I just wanted to verify because some of the time you look at this, I said, "Man, I should have turned when it turned. I should have got in." So, but I always try to hold my water, until it makes its move. But no, I just wanted to hear what you had to say. That was a perfect answer for me.
No, thank you for asking. I'm assuming other people might have had that same question. 5-minute, we got nothing. Gold is pushing back down into the range. And NQ, we're on the 5-minute now. So we've got a nice big engulfing candle. We did take out pre-market high. So we took that level. We came back. We failed to make a lower low. We failed to close below. just kind of wicked in that direction. And now we're retesting 50% of this midway point on the 5-minute time frame. So now we're really at this just indecision point, which is kind of strange considering we had such a news moment.
Yeah, there's very little reaction at 8:30 too.
I think the market's exhausted. And of course everyone wants to copy what goes viral, but there's like 10, big time YouTubers who are like, I'm exhausted, I'm spent, I'm done. I got PT. And I honestly, like, I feel the same. Like, so it feels like PTSD over here. Like, it feels like the market is been wild. It's been an exhausting ride, especially for somebody who's been profitable to the tune of 6 and 7 figures. And then to be able to look at the charts. And I'm not talking the everyday person who wants to say, well, you're dumb because you're in your feels about it. But I'm talking somebody who has proven, let's say, a 5-year track record, has withdrawn 6 and 7 figures, more than 7 figures from the markets between Forex and futures. And then you come to the charts and like you're not seeing it the same way. It feels like, what the heck? Some of the moves, the overnight action is the anomaly to me, the wild overnight action, and then the New Yorks that are just nothing, nothing at all.
Well,
It's
the nutty thing is here, we've got the news that came out with the core PPI and the PPI are both negative, which means that inflation at the producers level has shrunk. Their costs have gone down. And, the Fed, who are supposed to be inflation fighters, they're saying higher rates. Expect higher long-term rates in the future. And it's all a little backwards. Yeah, Robert, Powell is often behind, but he's also in a battle with Trump. I think there's a lot of personality stuff at work there.
yes.
Because, the way Trump pounds on Powell, he's bound to just get stubborn.
Yeah, that's just like one of those male ego, swinging contests that just, it makes no sense. All right, we're out on gold. No
Yeah,
one wants to sell.
to add on that, when Trump does that, Powell may, like you said, take it personal, may make, how could I say, hasty decisions that's not exactly in best interest of what he should be doing, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Making decisions sometimes maybe to spite him, which he shouldn't be doing, but whatever, he's human.
aren't we all?
When I hear too much. Definitely when I hear too much.
Because, things like the Forex Factory News marks those PPI reductions, which are actually quite extreme. They were expecting positive 0.3 on the core PPI, and it came at negative 0.4. That's a huge disparity. And that should have been, as far as the market goes, positive news in the backwardation. The thing is that Forex Factory grades the news positive or negative based on what it will do for interest rates, but backwards. Higher interest rates means stronger currency. Lower interest rates means weaker currency. So, that's actually positive news as far as inflation goes, which should cause the Fed to take their foot off the pedal and let rates come down.
You would think.
It
Yep.
should. If he's based it pure on data, it should.
But we don't,
seem to be
but
getting
as
a solid
consumers,
breakdown.
yeah, as consumers, we don't get, I'm already in the gold. Okay. Let's see. It takes too long to move all these screens around. As consumers, we want lower rates though. Like lower rates open up doors.
And not just also for businesses. We're looking at having to have huge growth in infrastructure in the US on multiple fronts. And low
I'm s-
rates is the fuel that's going to cause all that building or allow all that building.
I'm selling NQ. That's a late entry. ES is already pushing back up. I was looking at this. So come fill this area and I'll look to take an entry here. I haven't taken one on this account here yet. I really want to come up just a little bit of a ways. Probably not going to tap me in. I wanted to come fill this imbalance a little bit, just get a slightly better entry on ES. We officially bought and sold today pretty much every single instrument. This will have been a choppy day. But it's to be expected. The market has been, I mean, one day it rides like a roller coaster and you're like, ooh, this is going to be awesome. And then another day you're like, oh, this is so, it's wild to see that happen. See if I can't get that to activate. This is on the 5-minute time frame. We just now broke through that level. Okay, I'm up on NQ. Pull that up on screen. Nice inside candle though on ES. Pull that up. 200. I'm hoping this, I just don't want it to knock me out, but I've been really good at making sure for the most part I don't take a lot of losses. So that of course knocks me out. I'm need to loosen these settings for New York and tighten them for Asian. Well, let's see if we can't get a pullback into this area. And if so, I'll consider retaking it if we get price action that confirms. We don't have it just yet. Because as of right now, we still failed to, well, let's go to NQ. NQ. We still failed to break this news data low. I think we're at least going to take out that level. Same thing. See if I can't get a slightly better fill. That might take off without me. Okay, coming up over here. We have a great. Now I'm just going to let these indices ride a little bit. Got chopped up on gold, otherwise got break evens or better on all the indices so far. I'd like to see NQ pull up just a little bit. I'll be less aggressive with my NQ second entry. I guess that's a third NQ entry. Less aggressive for sure. Because we've got this big candle to the upside, but that was news, and then this big candle to the downside. So hopefully if we can kind of just fill in some of this imbalance, we don't have any fair value gap because look where that is. There's not a lot sitting there, at least not on this time frame. There we go. In the smaller time frame, we have some. I'm just sitting back watching the paint dry for now. On which ones, Darius? Yeah, it's kind of a choppy day. I'm really surprised we didn't get a bigger anything earlier. I don't think we're going to get as much of a bigger anything later. I think that some of the tech stuff is part of that concept that we're running into. $780. Let's go take a look at our, we're still sitting very high, which is telling us buyers. Telling us buyers for, well, that activated quick. So got wicked in on that NQ. That's the third NQ entry between a couple different accounts. Please don't knock me out. Just go if you're going to go. Nope. Knocked out. But I'll take those little baby wins over and over again. That on NQ alone, that equals like $400 on those 3 little trades. Three trades and still equals $400. It's not bad. Considering for a choppy day, just learning how to protect and survive those. We talked about big picture today. Big picture, I'm still biased to the downside. It's just a matter of kind of waiting for those entries to play out. It doesn't mean they can't wick around. Sweep a high before we get that sell down. But market is red. Financial juice. Let this reload. I might consider trying to enter NQ one more time, but that's all I got on NQ. I don't have any else. I'm still in my ES. My second ES. My first one closed in profit. More nonsense. So NQ already got knocked out with profit on that one. Took a better, waited for it to come up. I have to hit my daily. You hit your daily loss limit. What was your daily loss limit? And how are you protecting your trades? Because on a day like this where we wake up, wake down, which we won't know. Like, so before the day happens, we won't know that's going to happen. I mean, YouTube makes everything look perfect. Like we took this buy, and sometimes we do, but it doesn't always work that way. On gold, knowing this is buying is the easy part. But even myself, I was in some of this pullback, and we never even broke down back below the 20. 500 on eval. Okay, those are healthy stop limits. Good job. Good job. I struggle to have on the smaller accounts, my personal daily loss limit, I'm kind of balancing a couple different ones, ranging between about 600 and 800. I think I need to lower that though. But the reason why I hired it was because if I take a couple of trades, I know I know where I'll kind of land on the day. But if I have it too low, then I can't go back in. I made 480 on one eval, so I'm good for the day. Good job. I like your psychology behind all that. And gold is now pushing it's still within the 2-minute range. It has not done much. Again, just to rediscuss, big picture, I'm kind of bullish a little bit on gold, but I want to pull back first. Big picture, I'm bearish on NQ, but it doesn't mean we can't break around and do what it's going to do. So we just came back into that range, and then we'll go. Thank you, Nick. Honestly, that melts my heart. Thank you. I'm glad to hear it. Very, very glad to hear it. But you guys see, especially for New York Open, I have that little automatic manager on there because it helps me. I can't watch all of these pairs at once. I have to be able to kind of manage and mitigate if I'm going to manage. That's $2 million in funding, from personal to live to evals and everything. From personal to live to evals to PAs and stuff, it's closer to $3 million in funding at any given time. And if you think about $3 million in funding, like how responsible would you be with those funds? That's the hard part. Straight chop suey. 100%, Derek. 100%. I will consider taking one more NQ trade. Otherwise, I'm probably going to sit out. I would do it on NQ or ES. Choice is yours. Right now, we're pulling back up. Okay, already locked a little bit. Just keep locking little baby profits on all these. Nothing amazing to write home about. But right now, we're just up, down, up. So up, back down. We even came below. And up, back down. And now we're going back up. We're allowed to have choppy days, though. It's real trading. Real trading for sure. But Alan, I'm gonna go to your question and then any other questions. Alan, if you joined on that site, please go to the site that you joined on, and all the videos you need are there. Okay, as well as the access to the indicator and every single thing else. You'll be able to find out every single thing you need on that website. Every single thing you need. I really want to take this, but again, please be careful if you're going to take this with me. We've got 11 seconds left on this candle. I'd like to close outside of that range. Preferably, I'd like to wait till we get below, but we don't know if we're just going to make a higher low or not. So I really want that kind of confirmation. We don't have any, so this is definitely still a scalp. 100%. We'd have to get pretty far below before we would have any kind of a real confirmation. And we don't want to wait that long. So one back up again. One back up again. And we're hanging out, we're waiting. ES is trying to break those highs. We came back above the 20 moving average, wicked back down. We're just forming this little wedge pattern. And nothing else. Nothing else at all. Let's be patient though. Today is a good day for patience. All you need is one really bigger winner. And if you took any smaller losses like Robert, hold on, let me go to yours. Lost 300 on trade of 8 because for some reason the break-even point was different than on Top Step X. So I didn't have the chance to close at break-even. I'm guessing you're trying to mirror and mimic trades again. If that's the case, please make sure you have like OC clicked, because remember, one order doesn't always cancel out the other order. Like there's so many variables that go when you're mirroring these different kind of prop firms. Nope, we're pushing up. So nothing yet. Just chilling. Now I'm waiting. Gold is still sitting in range. ES is mostly still sitting in range. We're trying to break above. But nothing yet. We're just sitting inside of the 2-minute, the 5-minute range. We came broke below. We're staying below the 5-minute, which is good. And so we have no reason to be looking for a trade just yet. It's too choppy. Choppy day. Here we go, pushing up. VWAP is sitting up here on the 1-minute.
ES is breaking up.
I see that. ES just broke highs. YM must be pushed. No, YM is also sitting pretty still. US 30 looks cleaner. Like if you get rid of all the indicators and all the noise and you're just looking at this for a trade, one long trade from here to pre-market high until yesterday's close. It's 1.5 to 1. If we break and close above that, we're looking to come take out these next levels. If not, you got your 1.5 to 1 and you're done. Wow, that's wild. Okay.
Are you still in ES? Because it shot up.
This is I just took ES as a buy. Hold on, I'm going here. Let's see, let's see if I can't get this to trade nicely. Maybe. We're pulling back down. Yes. I'd like to see us at least break this level. Probably took a lot of trades this morning. As we are breaking above, looking to take out those highs. And then let's see if I can't show you. Ninja Trader. That's the goal. That's what I have set up this morning. If it will let me work. But right now we're already bouncing off that VWAP. It's not looking so good.
Are you thinking about getting back in the ES if it pulls back down?
As a buy?
Yes.
No, I really want this to continue. So I don't want this to close with, this is the 5 minute, mind you. I don't want this to close with an outsized wick. I want this to close with a body or a smaller wick, or I at least want this to come take this level. So I wouldn't want to get back. I want the move to have been decided now. So I don't mind taking a little bit of the chop like what we were doing earlier and just kind of protect, lock, get in, get out, easy, right? I don't mind that at all. But I don't want to be, if they're not deciding on a direction, I don't want to keep chasing it. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't want to keep. So right now, here we go again. We had a nice voluminous move on the smaller time frame. Beautiful. Let's see if I can't get that. The real extension. So we got the real move. As long as we come back into this range and we're staying above kind of where that entry is, which is in and around this high, cool, great, by all means take it. But if we're coming back down, all that's telling us is we're still chopping around. So we don't want to buy the chop or sell the chop. I got in on this candle.
So you got in as a buy on that candle?
Well, this got locked in profit and this got locked in profit. I got locked in profit. The only loss I've taken this morning is gold on this one right here, on this buy. Well, I took one gold actual loss. Everything else is locked in profit. The buy or the sell. Yes. Only one, but look, not in love. Right now we're sitting at this VWAP, so I don't have it on this trade, this account. So we're sitting kind of just sitting there. Really want to get above it.
Where would you get in? What would be your point of entry for that S&P if it pulls all the way down for a sell? Below
For
the pardon me?
For us to start selling, or for me to want to sell this, I wouldn't have minded trying to take it as we were bouncing in this range on NQ and ES. But now that we've made this extension, we've made the full bodied extension away from opening range. So we've made that full body extension. So now before I'm looking for a sell, I need to take liquidity from the upside somewhere, whether that be yesterday's close. And I put MES on just to have a clean slate without all the crap on there, right? I'm going to go up a time frame and zoom in on candles. So now, in order for me to really be looking for take off indicators, hide indicators, up one more time frame. There you go. We got 9 minutes left on this 15-minute candle. We're filling that gap. I would want to take out these highs. Okay, take out some of this liquidity from the upside, take out the rest of this gap, and then I'd want us to break below. So I need us to break below this kind of channel that we're forming. Right now we're forming this channel, right? Hold on. I think it's on here. Maybe it's not.
Don't the parallel channel?
Maybe it's not.
You had the parallel channel on the other one. That's what you're looking for.
Huh.
That parallel channel won't work?
It wasn't exactly what I was thinking, but this is more like what I'm thinking. I need us to break below this because we formed this nice little flag pattern. So we need to get way below this point right here before I'm really confirmed on a sell. I don't want to keep buying and selling into the chop.
So that's a big pullback then.
I don't think I understand.
No, I
Like
said that's a big pullback if you're looking
yeah,
for.
so basically I'd have to sit it out. Gold is pushing up. So gold did not give us much of a tracement this morning. It's already pushing up. But we said that at the beginning. We said, and I hate people who do that, are like, oh my God, I told you so. But we did say at the beginning, big picture, I'm looking for buys. I just need a pullback first. We didn't get much of a pullback. We got a little bit of accumulation and no pullback. Big picture, I'm looking for sells on the indices, ES and NQ particularly, but it doesn't mean we can't kind of chop around, accumulate, take out highs first, because especially like in the case of MNQ, we haven't taken any of these highs. So these are the highs from, so this is Tuesday, overnight action Wednesday. And remember, we had big news for us to not have taken any of this. Now, this spring might be it. When we gapped down a little bit, we came back up, we made a lower low. So right now, again, same thing with that whole channel concept. Okay. I need us to get way below this point. So it's kind of a big ask. And since none of this price action has been enough to help us sell down, I think we're going to chop around, accumulate, or try to go for liquidity before we make the bigger move down. Because if we were going to make the bigger move down, we would have made it. We would have already made it.
But Jenny, I'll put in the chat. I know you've been trading. The accounts that those two accounts that are already blue, do I have to wait to the end of the month to open up another account, or how do I close those out and move on? The
No,
evals.
the evals that if you failed the eval, here we go. There you go. If you failed the eval on, it'll rebill at the end of the month. Well, which broker? Let me ask.
On both the Trade of Eight and Wealth Charts. Apex.
So, hold on. I guess that's my phone ringing. They will rebill at the end of the month.
When you say rebuild, I do nothing and they'll automatically charge me. I thought if you use the discount code, you can get it a better price.
Now we're trying to sell again. No, so you can use the 6FTC code. Well, what did you buy them for? The $32? Another way.
The one, excuse me. Remember, I did the wealth chart by mistake. That was only $16. And then I went back in and bought the Trade of Eight. That was 31 or 33 something.
We're selling again. I'm getting completely chopped up. We're selling. This is ES. I'm mirroring my SIM account to 3 SIM accounts and then a couple of Apex accounts trying to test this. It does appear MES is working like as the linking, but look, I just sold into a wick. That's all I did. If you just keep the auto renew on, you're going to keep that auto price. So you're still going to get the best price available. Like if you want to, I think, don't quote me, every one of these prop firms have a different promotion at any given time, a different whatever any given time. I'm pretty sure that the rebill is more expensive than how do you do it? How do you say? When you
To
go to
get
reset, oh, the reset is more expensive than the rebill. I am very, very sure that the reset is more expensive than the rebill.
right. That's what I thought. So how do I do the rebuild?
Just it'll rebill automatically in a month or whatever.
So I just ride it out.
Yeah. So like if
'Cause
you go ahead.
I thought they said in the contract or whatever that you get the promotion for whatever discount code you use, but at the end of the promotion, it will go up to X amount of dollars, which would be more than what you paid for the promo.
Um,
Log into your Apex and it'll tell
yeah.
you the exact amount of what your rebill is based off of the eval that you have. The discount code only applies unless it says otherwise in the promotion at the point of sale. So what you could do is if there's another promotion that's cheaper than the renewal on your eval, and you don't want to wait for your eval to renew, you can go in on Apex once you log in, cancel it, and then you can repurchase another eval and get whatever discount or promotion is running at the time.
That
Okay,
100%.
okay, that's what. And so, excuse me, by canceling it, I just go in and cancel it now because it's no good to me. I can't use it anyway. Now that it's hit not the daily, but the drawdown.
Okay, wait. You can. So the account will automatically reset when it rebills. So what day is your rebuild date? Like, so log into your Apex real quick and I'll walk you through it. But from my experience, unless you're buying the really expensive account, like the 150 or the 100 or the 300K account, it's cheaper to just let it rebill at the end of the 30 days than it is to go pay for a reset. It's cheaper to do it that way. But I guess my first question to you is log into your Apex real quick and find out the next rebuild date. It'll say on there and it'll tell
Okay.
you what it's going to rebill for. And I'm guessing it's probably going to rebill for like $33 if I'm not mistaken, because they don't let you rebill at the 90% off sale. At least not that I've seen it. And I'm so terrified sometimes to answer some of those questions because people they constantly have different promos going on, different whatever going on that man, this just won't move. We closed below, we did the things, and it just not doing it. Too much chop. I got too chopped up. And this one is linked to kind of give you an idea. This top one is a sim account because it's using the minis. But to give you an idea, this is linked to all of those accounts.
And Jenny, with all due respect, I can wait because you're trading real money here, so I can wait till you take your questions and answers. I'm not in a rush. I'll
All right.
just come back around when you get done trading. I want you to
No, you're
focus on
okay.
making.
So to the guy in the chat or Gerald, scan this QR code. It's going to give you the link tree. I'll first off say I've never been into prop firms because I think it's much easier to trade your own money. And I'll say the same thing applies for here. Okay. The same exact thing applies to this 100%. But with futures, it's more expensive. You need a lot more money to trade. So for that reason, I do support prop firms. I have gotten payouts with the four firms now, 4 or 5 firms now. Just testing things. But it's not an easy process. So this is the link tree. The three that I recommend are Apex, Take Profit Trader, and Blue Guardian. Blue Guardian is good, but your bank is going to deny them because they're in Dubai, so you're going to have to call. But they're very seamless, and it gives you Project X, which is a double-edged sword because you can't link it to TradingView and stuff. But for like a beginner level and just kind of trying this out, not a bad way to be. Take Profit Trader is the easiest payout, honest to God. And if I were to create a budget and you were my best friend, I would say pick one mentor, one strategy, one system, pick one prop firm and just get really good at it and budget yourself 6 months, 6 months to a year. Some of these people who have got millions of dollars in payouts, they spent years losing and getting chopped up. So please don't think you can make money in 2 weeks technically, but please don't let that be the determining factor. Not a good idea. So take profit traders by far the best. Please use code 6FTC in any of these that you're purchasing. And there you go. So I think that answers all of that. But we're getting more chopped up over here. Let's come keep watching this. These are PA and eval accounts, but my loss limit isn't too bad. This one's a sim account. So total P&L on the day, just testing things, and these are the actual accounts. But I'm trying to make sure it mirrors as the minis. But we'll see. We're trying. We're trying over here. Try to give this some room. I really should have added to that position in here. But we're gonna play it out. Play it out. But that's the link tree. Thank you, Miss Brika. Thank you, thank you.
Oh, that's the link, Barika. Put it in the chat.
Yep, Brika put the link tree in the chat. But in terms of you, yeah, I would want you to pull up your Apex account and find out what day it rebills.
Yeah, it says the 27th for trade of 8. It says uh billing term $33.40 for the first month, then the same price for each month thereafter. On the
Okay.
27th of May is when it, I guess, what does it do on the 27th of May if I don't cancel?
So on the 27th of May, it'll charge you $33 and then you get a brand new account.
So it's the same thing that I paid to get.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Okay. And for wealth charts, it said $16 for the first month, then $33.40 for each month thereafter. So theirs goes up after the 24th of May.
In my opinion, if you're not going to use wealth charts, the one that I would cancel is wealth charts. And then you have your one account with Apex through Trade If you want two accounts, then you can go ahead and purchase another Trade
Tradeovate.
now. And then
Yeah,
what
I'm
that
not,
will
I'm
give
not
you,
gonna do wealth charts
yeah,
this year. I'm not familiar with that.
yeah,
So do I cancel wealth charts now?
yeah. I mean, if the account and drawdown is already done, cancel it now. You may as well.
Okay. And
And then,
so I'll just let Tradeovate just roll over. Don't do anything, correct?
yeah, just let that roll over. And then if you're trying to be the person that has two accounts, you can do that. But this is not doing nothing. But going to buy another one. So like basically this one would rebill now, will bill now, and then the other one would rebill in 2 weeks. This way you kind of get one new account every 2 weeks. It'll cost you about, what is it, $60 or so. Don't quote me. Remember, once you pass them, you pay the activation fee, but then you never pay for that again as long as you don't blow the eval account, the PA account. So this is
Okay.
not looking good, guys. Not at all. Gold just broke all the highs, which we knew we wanted it to buy. So this is still pulling back up. I don't want to close it necessarily. I got on break even on the other one too, but I wanted one good trade that just is the full size 1-to-1, 2-to-1. But this is all the way on the 15-minute time frame and looky. Let me expand this. It's just not doing 15-minute time frame ES. We've got a doji, that's our opening bell is here. We wicked down, took out all the people trying to sell, made a doji, and now we're pushing up. We're pushing up. We're breaking pre-market high now. So if we're above pre-market high, I don't want to be trying to buy. I don't want to be trying to sell. I want to be trying to buy. Here's another wick. Can't make up its mind.
Nasdaq been doing a lot of foolishness in New York session the last few days.
It's just been crappy. Yeah, it's been, the one day was good. Tuesday was like, it just skyrocketed. But look at this. I can't believe I'm down 425. That's on one sim account. And then greed is still up. Everything is way too red to be justifying all that buying. Finance is up. I wonder why. Okay, well, this is where we're sitting right now. This is all of the accounts and where they're sitting. But full disclaimer, this one is an eval. Not an eval, but a sim. That's the sim 102. So, not good.
And thank you for helping me with those accounts, Jenny.
You are welcome. I'm trying to be patient, guys. I'm trying to hold it. The 1 minute VWAP on Tradeovate is still sitting. We're still bouncing off of that. So I'm trying to be patient. I don't want to be emotionally reactive to the best of my ability, right? It doesn't mean I'm right. And sometimes it means you're going to take a smaller loss, just saying, hey, close it. I don't like it. But right now we're still kind of rejecting off of that VWAP on the 1 minute. So let's see. We'll see what we get. No guarantees.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Yeah, this market is really choppy, and that's one of my issues is not staying out of the choppy markets or trading them too much.
You and me both,
So
obviously.
that's a huge problem. I I don't know. I need help on just trying to get myself not to.
Well, wait, how many trades are you taking in the day? So I think there's a few ways we can work together to kind of create a trading plan that helps us. And here, and I'm willing to like just hash this out. We're hanging out for a few minutes. Let's see what this does or doesn't do. But I think one of the ways is by saying, hey, I'm going to take 3 trades in a session and then I'm done. Or like whatever, 1, 2, or 3 trades in a session. Like if you're trading New York Open or you're trading the six.
Arms off of that? No, man. Neck gets much bigger. Don't flute.
Sorry, Philip. If you're trading the 6 FTC Sydney strategy at 8 p.m., whatever you're doing, like, hey, I can take 1, 2, or 3. One is better, just so we're on the same page, because you're a lot more picky if you only get one. But
Right.
that's one method. And then I think another method that I'm kind of leaning toward, because I am testing, I've got my inside out, I've got 6 different platforms that I'm working with, and it's kind of like sensory overload at this point. I think another method that I'm going to probably be leaning toward is these are the hours in which I can trade. And if it's not in those hours, I'm not allowed to be trading. And I think for
Right.
me,
I like that too. I definitely need to cut myself out off with a certain amount of time. Definitely need to cut off with the time situation. And yeah, I like to maybe say 2 or 3 trades per account, and that's it. It just seems like once I start trading, I something takes over me and I completely forget everything that I said I was going to do. Like it's just like another person just comes and takes over me.
she's like, I am possessed, you guys.
Oh my God, I don't know how I'm going to get over that. I think hopefully I'll get over that soon. If I could just get over that and stick to the rule of maybe just 2 or 3 trades per account, if I just remember it one day and then maybe remember it the next day until
Well,
I can get that.
they say it takes 21 days to make a habit or something like that. So maybe write it out on a sticky note and force yourself that, like, before we go take a trade, we have to write out our rules again and write down, hey, I'm only allowed to take 3 trades today, so be picky, right?
Right.
Hey,
Right.
I'm done by whatever the guy in the chat said, 11 a.m. So if I have a trade on at that time, I'm gonna lock it how I need to and then walk away. Like there are things
Right.
I can do that I think
Yeah, I
are
can put it on a calendar and just like slash down the days, especially something like that. I could do that perhaps.
there you
Just
go.
Hey, Jenny,
okay.
once she finds, if I can make a suggestion, once she finds the window that she wants to trade in, she can maybe also actually literally use her phone, put a time on it. Maybe she's only going to trade for an hour or a half hour or
I can do
2
that
hours.
too, JD. I can add that to it because really after probably 11 o'clock Central Time, I probably should not be trading anything after that
Like,
time.
set your alarm. That way you win, draw, or lose, you out.
Can I play devil's advocate for a second here?
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna go off the screen. I'm holding it. It's still rejecting off that VWAP. We've got another outside candle. This is an outside candle. I don't love this, but these are a couple of accounts that did take in micro, so I'm okay. The other trades I took in full size minis, but I had them automatically locked on one account at a time. One account at a time, taking it on Trade of Eight, and just trying to treat my pro accounts from Take Profit Trader and my PA accounts from Apex, treat them well, right? That's what I'm trying to do here. So those accounts, just for clarity before I get off of this screen, I took a trade, had the automatic stuff on there from Trade of Eight, the ATM. This one is the one mirrored to all these darn accounts. A couple of them are Sims created in Ninja. A couple of them are evals, just trying to test this out. It's not going too well, but that's where that's at. So um let's see.
Wow, you have so many accounts. I love it. It's so nice.
Oh, that is not nice, girl. That is a mess. You should see once I have them all stretched. Like
I
once
was
I
going to say, Jenny, can you show us how to set up our
I
those?
promise you, if and when I ever figure it out, you guys will be the first to know. But today, I don't think I'm a good teacher on it. It's a mess.
Not today. I mean, eventually, because that's the copy trading. I think it is extremely powerful if you utilize it properly.
Oh yeah. If I can get this to work proper, the one that just popped up on the screen is affordable trading tools. Affordable whatever. It's awesome when
Mm-hmm.
it works, but I closed out of any accounts that are important for this mirroring one because I can't afford any big mistakes over there anymore. Like so I only have evals selected and then a couple of sims selected and then everything else totally out. I don't want to play. Just don't want to play anymore. So okay, ES is going our way. Here, Devil's Advocate. This, I'm not even gonna go put anything special on the screen. The biggest argument I have with myself with saying, hey, I'm only gonna trade it this time, or sorry, this time, for example, is some
Right.
days, this time, there's nothing happening. This is that
Right.
time, there's nothing happening, and look at the rest of the time frame.
Like the rest of the day. Right. No,
Yeah,
you're right.
So
there's
the temptation of getting back in is always there.
like this time there's and this is gold, so I'm not, cherry picking. This is gold, okay?
And that's that flat time when I mess up. And that's earlier during the day.
But I feel like lately, so y'all who are like after 11 sucks, I'm so sorry, Gerald, but this is after 11, my friend. Boom. Wait, after 11 sucks. This sucked. This was amazing. Okay?
Right.
This is London. It was amazing. Amazing. We're trying to come back in. I'm still not in profit yet, but so here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking personally for me, just sharing kind of my journey with you is I'm allowed to take a couple of trades in Asian if I'm free or don't have soccer. Okay. I'm allowed to take my pre-New York. And if I am at home, I'm allowed to take my afternoon. Like I'm thinking because, and that will allow me to not get so upset. Like if this part is bad and I didn't profit or wasn't in the group
Right.
or whatever. So that's kind of my argument for that is my devil's advocate. And you can not listen to me. Go look at any of these. This is an instrument we don't even trade and go take a look. New
Okay.
York,
No, I'll,
nine.
I'll definitely take that into consideration as well. The main thing is, let's just say for New York, and it would be per account. So because I don't use a trader copier, I trade each account individually. So I'll give myself 3 trades per account. If I could just start out sticking with that. But I do agree with you lately, you just don't know when the trending or better trade setups will come. Even some of them are in Asian session now.
Well, so yeah, me saying, hey, I'm only going to trade at 9 a.m. is great for YouTube viralness, but I think also it's a little bit more complex than that because it, especially like in a season right now where everything's kind of a mess, I need to be, and I'm trying to do so many things because we haven't even released the other tool that we have coming out that is flipping fantastic. You can use it any time of the day. Um, I want people to be able to compartmentalize, but that also means maybe taking only 2 to 3 trades a day and only during certain sessions. So,
Hey, so I was trying to wait. I was trying to wait to hop in, but hello, hello. So
Hi.
hi. So kind of what I was hearing the young lady saying, and I used something that Jenny has mentioned in a different video. It's like it's a difference when you have experience versus when you're trying to develop the discipline. And so for me, I know that it was like a challenge of okay, like basically following the rules. And Jenny talks so much about having rules, and of course we can make adjustments, but I think there's also something to building that muscle of being disciplined. So like for today, for me, I didn't trade New York Open for US 30, which I know the gentleman mentioned it on Tuesday night, and Jenny was talking about that earlier today too. Because I almost just have been trading US 30 for the last like almost 30 days, even though sometimes I normally would be doing Forex too, but I was just like, no, my brain doesn't even want to look at that stuff. So I stuck to US 30. And because I have a certain time in the morning that I looked at for about 2 years. And so, it's not perfect, but I kind of know that it moves smoother. It's normally not manipulation. So now I know if I see manipulation around 6 o'clock in the morning, okay, something's up today, And the only reason I got a little chopped this morning, and it was, I didn't look at the news. I was trying to look for the news first before I got in, but I didn't see that it was a high news day. So once I saw that, I was like, nope. And then when I opened using Jenny's, what do you call it? The golden strategy, her 1 minute golden strategy for US 30. I was looking at that and I saw it chopped up sideways and I got chopped up yesterday. I was like, no, I'm just going to sit on my hands until the market decides what it's going to do. So I think it's something to be said for, because Jenny, you've been trading for a ton of years, right? Like for a really long time. And so there's some self-discipline that you already have in place. And I think also when somebody's developing that muscle, there is something to be able to sit down and tell yourself no and to wait, because that's another discipline that we all need. So just my 2 cents.
Oh, I think that's actually a great point. I'm gonna go off topic for a second and show something because this is, I can't make this any more real. I'm trying to figure out what the heck and why, and please move. There we go. Okay, just do what I tell you to do. Hold on. Come on. So you guys see I'm selling ES, right? This should have mirrored properly, okay? This should have worked. I sold ES. On some of the accounts, it worked just fine. On the other ones, it freaking went long. And it took me this long to notice.
Oh no, that's not
Do you
good.
guys see that? It's like I'm not entirely crazy. That's a problem. So those are eval accounts, those are
That's a
fine.
major problem. That's a lot of money, man.
Yeah, but so I've been calm and I feel like my calm is running the frick out, okay? I'm just running out of calm because I didn't even notice. I was like, it's red, it's fine, it'll be fine. I didn't even, there's no reason for this to happen. Other times I'll take ES and this is supposed to mirror into MESs, but it will mirror into small accounts, into full size ESs, which hits my daily target pretty quick, right? My daily loss pretty quick, and then I'm locked on the day. So this right here is a freaking problem, you guys. I don't understand why it would have done that. Like I just don't understand. And I've asked in the chats, I've done the things, but I am currently not a fan. So this looks nice. I like the daily take profit and the daily stop loss thing, but I just don't understand why it would do that.
Is that the trader copy you're doing that, Jenny?
Yeah, I believe it's and I'm so sorry to be such a bad reviewer right now of the affordable indicators tool, but
I'm just so afraid of those trader copiers. Oh
I
my
am
God.
I'm terrified because, and then that's why I took on my PA account, I took one trade. It locked pretty quick, made some money, not a whole bunch, not like a record-breaking day, but I did that on Apex. I did that on Take Profit Trader, got my monies. But then when I saw the bigger move that I'm like, okay, this is the one I want to mirror, and I'm only mirroring it to eval accounts right now because I've blown up so many things, and that is not my fault. That is the stupid computer's fault, and I cannot get to the bottom of why. I've tried the fade, I've done all the things. It is not fade. And on top of which, it makes literally no sense that some of them worked and some of them didn't. Okay. And I believe these are the sim accounts. These are sim accounts. So on every one of these Apex eval accounts, it didn't work.
So you basically saying on your sim accounts, which are your demos, basically, it works, but on your live account, they're jacking up.
Yeah. But do you see like they were like, hey, just create some sim accounts. And I did that and I was like, cool, I've got it working again. And I felt like a smart cookie again. It was awesome. And then the second I add back in Apex account, and I took Take Profit Trader off of this because I make real money from Take Profit Trader. I'm not trying to put that on this until I figure it out. I don't mind blowing up evals from Apex, but seriously, I've tested it on the sim accounts and it works, but there's no logical reason for it to have longed when I went short. Just no logical reason whatsoever. So I don't know. The delay in time, the connection, I have cleaned out everything in I've done all the things that they say, hey, try this. I tried them all. I'm very irritated, guys.
Yeah,
But
long to short, there is no rational explanation.
but Scott, wait, I'm not crazy because some of them worked and then some of them didn't. So
Yeah,
that's
it's somewhat random, it seems.
yeah.
Well,
So that's wild, you guys.
Do those
So
lot sizes make any sense?
yeah, because remember, I told you guys on this one, I don't care. They're eval accounts. It just says one, but not eval. I'm sorry, Sims. I have two micros or three micros if the account had more volume in there, had more equity. So
Okay.
2 to 3 markers is how many that I should be using. So those are tracking. That's fine. But yeah, that's ridiculous. I've tried so many things trying to get this to work, but I don't think I can use. I
well,
don't
then
think.
I don't mean to sound like a bearer of bad news, but years ago, I used to think that they would entrap me with my demo account. And once I went into my live, I actually one day I put the live account and the demo account and took the trade the same way, and it did not um, give me the same results. So I don't know whether they do that intentionally or what, but that's not right.
I closed out of that ES trade, the sell of that ES that we took on Ninja.
Now that's great how you came back all the way from being such in drawdown. I'm glad it turned around for you.
Well, yeah, it wasn't a lot of points. It was still less than a, what is it, 15-point stop loss. So that's not a lot of points in general. Like, so today was choppy. Other than those evals, like I'm green on the day. But and just so you guys know, Replicanto never did that. The only reason I was trying to get away from Replicanto is because it doesn't have like the master switch of like daily loss or daily gain. And then affordable trading tools, whatever that is has a lot more
Affordable indicators.
yeah, affordable indicators. It just I have yet to get it to function consistently enough. I have yet to have it happen. Replicanto, it freezes up and then you have the ghost orders. So that's just it's a different problem for different stuff. And I'm like, okay, the ghost orders was a lot less apparent, but the difference with Replicanto and then affordable indicators is on affordable indicators you can actually see the order that's still pending, whereas like on Replicanto you can't see the pending order. So I'm trying to navigate 9,000 different problems to get to one solution, but I'm not there yet, to be transparent. So I'm willing to put in the work and spend the money to figure it out. But for right now, if I'm taking my take profit trader trade, I'm trading it on one account at a time. This way I can use the ATM feature, right? That ATM feature looks like this, right? Um,
Yeah, I love NinjaTrader ATM feature. Is that what you're using? The NinjaTrader ATM for your take profit?
I like NinjaTrader's ATM and I like
Does TradingView have that? I guess they
no,
kind of do.
no, not on your live money they have a trailing stop, but I haven't got it to work very well. And then the wild part, when I hit flatten all, it's not flattening them all. So that's fantastic. And you can't tell me, yeah, you can't tell me that stuff. That's nonsense.
You need a refund on that. Those things are pretty expensive too, because I think I got a couple of affordable indicator things like the dashboard
Yeah.
and everything, so I could see my risk for my NinjaTrader, and it doesn't really work that well either. I think it's affordable indicators. It's either that one or the devil thing, the NinjaTrader Devils or something like that. It's one of those.
Isn't
So
it
it sounds
crazy?
like you need a refund.
It sounds like we all need to write a letter, man. And I'm not much one for complaining. Like, it's not even the money. It's just like, hey, make this better, please. Make
No, but Jenny, if you don't say anything and they know it and they're not doing anything about it, then they basically ripping people off. And if they got millions, I don't know how many clients they have, that's a lot of revenue that they're taking from people that they do not deserve.
No, I agree. I agree. And you can ask Robert's I've seen Robert's little head pop up in that chat because he's a go-getter. Like I've been in that chat nonstop going, so what is this? Why is this happening? Why are they not closing? Why did this reverse? Why is it the wrong contract? Why is it the wrong contract size? Why did it sell when I bought? I mean, at this point I've done the why every single question. So on to the next. I promise I'm going to keep testing things, and I promise not to get too emotionally frustrated when they backfire until I figure it out. Because in a perfect world, what I would like to do is take three, and I'm being conservative, but three take profit trader accounts, okay? Maybe 10 Apex accounts, a couple of the other accounts, okay? And from there, mirror them all, 1 to 2 trades in a day, and I'm out.
Right. That's what I was saying, Jenny, in reference to if the copy traders did what it's supposed to do, you can have, like you said, 10, 15 mirrored accounts and you don't need much pippage because you got it spread across 10 different accounts. You know, you can make $1,000 just doing 25, $50 each mirrored account and be done.
Okay, so ready? We got chopped up today. Net positive for the most part, with the exception, well, those other ones that reversed, I can't prove that, unfortunately. But the other ones barely break even plus, not the best trading day. It is what it is. I do have something else to show you guys though. Let's see. This is complete. Miss Breek is gonna test the licensing. Uh, and then can work with Scott a little bit on it, but
What is this?
wait, Linda, wait. Okay. This is something I've ran on actual professional managed money. Now, don't get me wrong. You do need human insight. You do need off risk capital. You do need to have some wherewithal. So the first thing I'm going to say is this is not easy, but it's simple. Okay. It's not easy. There's always going to be nonsense that we can't control. We've got Trump in president. And other than that, we have tariff. And other than that, we have Brexit. And other than that, we have somebody blew a bomb in some country because they're mad about something. All that stuff we have no control over. My only goal was to make something that could trade in the markets for me that could beat the QQQ. Okay. And if you don't listen to me, go do your own research. Okay. And that's it. And if I have a way to print money to the tune of 10, 20% a month, better yet 35, that's awesome. So we're done. We've got it all, the things, all the files load, they're working. The beta is all done, but this is Dragonfly. So let me close this out for a second. It is done. It has a lot of built-in protections. Those protections help a lot. They will not solve everything. And if you're thinking it's going to, you are completely insane because it won't. Okay? So get rid of perfection out of your mind and you'll probably do really well. This was a $20,000 account started literally almost exactly 60 days ago, including the wild tariff nonsense. First month, if I'm not mistaken, it made about $5,000, $6,000. Second month, it made like $7,000. In total, that's a gain of, hold on. Let me do bad math in public. I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna
So it's a bot, Jenny, basically what you're showing MT5.
yep, this is MT5. I'm not releasing it for MT4, but we should be building it out for Trade Locker.
I prefer MT5 anyway.
Hold on, let me do this. Divided by 20,000. So it's a total of 71% gain in literally exactly 2 months. I'm not going to fib. The tariff stuff was a bit messy, but other than that, please notice that the current drawdown, sorry, one more time. The current drawdown is about 1%. Yesterday it was positive drawdown. And this won't always be that good. Today happens to be good. I'm never going to be a salesperson. Some people are made for that. I am simply not. But if I go to a custom period and I go from the day that this started, which was March 11th, okay, to February, we'll go 11th. I'm going to go 12th just to encapsulate that whole week, okay? In that first month, you can see the one deposit, no other deposits. Okay, this does include swaps and everything else. That's almost a $6,000 profit hands-free. Same concept. And we had like back tested everything for decades. We had, you know, what, 2 to 4 year track record, but we've lost so many of those brokers that I simply just don't have that data anymore. I just don't have access to it. I lost so much of that data. So again, same concept. I'm going to go from Sunday the 13th to this month being Monday, now the 14th. That's another almost 7,000 to kind of give you an idea. And look, you can see the bad too. You can see the good, the bad, and the ugly. Every single thing that it has done, all of the good and the bad. But we don't need that to be perfect. What we need is go to all history, just to be profitable. And for that, we are. Okay. So 14,000 is 35.5, 36% in a month. As you can see, I haven't made any other deposits, and this is done. So I'm very excited about it. I think I was hesitant to release it because I feel like people just don't know how to use it and don't know what to do. Then they get upset and they get their feelings hurt, then everything else. But for the people who want to actually grow hands-free money and are very aware of what their stock portfolio is doing and has done in the last X amount of years, if you treat it like that, I think turn it down, obviously, and just go get your 100% in a year, you are still at very minimal risk, if any, targeting 100% in a year, and are beating even the best instruments, including cryptocurrencies, in my opinion, bar none. So very excited about it, and it should be
Jenny, let
hopefully.
me ask you this. What is the minimum balance that you feel like to be able to handle the drawdown and to be able to have this work for you at the optimum?
I honestly, like, if I can get away with it, I don't want to be discussing minimum drawdowns. Like, I know that's not what people want to hear, but in my perfect world, I think as I discuss this more and more, I don't want to discuss what the minimum amount is because I don't want people using the minimum amount. I want people to test this on their demo account for a while and then decide, hey, look, here's how I'm going to manage and mitigate, et cetera, because this is meant to trade on bigger money. This is meant to trade and like get your gains on the year. And very full transparency, I use this on professionally managed money. So I use this, I link in the US 30 stuff that I do, and I have it turned down real low. I hit that and I collect performance fees. All very simple. Like I don't know how else to say that that makes it any more real, but can you use this on $500? In short, probably yeah. But you're probably going to have a max pairs of two. You're going to make sure that they're diversified, probably a currency control of one, meaning you're only allowed to be in one, currency. You're not allowed to be in two USD pairs, basically. And you'd probably be able to survive most horrible things, but I would never recommend that. I would tell people to do, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 and to let it grow and to let it function. I mean, technically you can put a couple $100 or $1,000 and then just do one pair, but then set an alert for margin levels and drill down and otherwise don't look at it. Like reboot
Well,
it
see,
once you're
$1,000 for well, I'll speak for myself is not unrealistic. That's why I asked that because you have a $20,000. You start out with $20,000, asking if you needed big money to do so. But no, 1,000, 2,000 is realistic in reference to allowing yourself to handle some of the drawdown. When you put it on automatic.
Oh yeah. So like
Remember that your gains are not going to be as high if you have lower volume or lower equity because you will not be able to take as many pairs.
Right. Right. And you have to take all that into consideration that you're going to grow slowly, but growing slowly and, methodically, I don't think that'd be a problem as long as you have the patience. You see you're getting a certain percentage each month, that's better than what the bank's giving you. If
well, yeah,
anything.
the banks, you're definitely going to beat that. So like if I come back over here, yeah, they're still chopping around. I made profits on all my funded accounts. Those evals are not going to be good. I do want to make sure I'm out of all that, which I can't even do because their system sucks so much. Their flatten all feature isn't even working. But
Well,
anyways,
you can't close them out, Jenny?
no, I can't. But I double checked. I had to go manually check each account on Trade to make sure, and I
Did
had
you
to.
try shutting it down and restarting it?
It won't. If you have open trades, it won't register them when you restart it.
What?
But here's what I do. So I've learned again, I'm trying to find solutions to all the many problems I keep encountering. Because I'm not trying to do something small, I'm trying to do something big. So what I do is I pull up the position size thing or the positions, and then I go to the different accounts and I try to make sure that I don't have any open positions. Like this is that long that didn't close. Okay. So I have
And
to
you
close
can't
that.
close them individual by right clicking. Right
No,
clicking.
no. So the benefit of copy trading on Trade is I can close them all and it works 100% of the time. I've never had it not work ever. But if I copy trade off of Trade platform, I can't get it to be seamless. It's like that
Well,
last.
Jenny, have you heard of Trader Sync? That
Yeah,
copy trader?
I haven't tried it. And if I were to try a digital one, I'd probably be trying a very expensive one. But from what I've seen, just looking through things, the API isn't there yet. And it's not because of the company's faults, but because of the permissions faults. Remember, for it to be effective, they need to have their own CME data license, which means they need to be compliant with the regulatory bodies.
Right.
And in order for it to work, truly work, in my opinion, I don't know yet, but in order for it to truly work, it has to have the CME data, which means it has to be regulated. And most of these companies don't qualify for that level of regulation. And even if they did qualify, it's enormously expensive. It's incredibly expensive. You're talking $250,000 to $500,000 licensing and systems and things of that nature. So no wonder the systems that do or will potentially work, they're not going to be cheap. They're going to be like $500 a month. They're going to be astronomically expensive.
Now, Jenny, you did mention the other day about Trade of Eight copy when I was speaking to you about the wealth charts copy. You were saying that Trade of Eight was pretty much glitch free in the sense of a word. Why aren't you using that instead of this what you call them trade? I mean something. What is that? The one that you're using, the
Trade of Eight
something
works.
indicator.
Yeah, Trade of Eight works 100% of the time for copying, but every one of these brokers or platforms, they lock one feature or another. Have you guys noticed this? Take Profit Trader. Wow, we're just yapping at this point, guys. Sorry, it's been a while. But here, Trade of Eight is amazing. I love them. But here, they're owned by NinjaTrader. Number one, they won't let me log into my live money and the whatever platform I'm using at the same time. That's frustrating. Number two, some brokers will allow you to use the daily loss limit and the daily take profits, and some don't. That's also frustrating. I think that's stupid. But that's just me. Different business models, they earn money differently, and that's why they lock that feature. Very frustrating. Number three, and this is the biggest one, and the biggest reason why I'm trying to outsource the copying or find another path is because, as you know, I like, hold on, let me move this position thing over to the other side. There you go. I really truly like what feature do I like? I like this feature. Okay, this feature where when I take a trade, if I go to buy, I can put my stop loss and my take profit and it'll trail and stuff. It'll trail or it'll auto break even. I like this not just for the management, but I like it also because, as you know, if you just right click hit buy, right click hit sell for your take profits and stuff, those don't guaranteeingly disappear. Those are not OC whatever orders. I don't even know how to say that.
OCO, one cancels other.
One cancels other. They're not one cancels other orders, meaning you end up leaving a lot of orders on the chart. So when you I'm so sorry to be dumping all this on you this morning, this vomiting of information, but
But it's good information, Jenny, because
No, this is very important.
it
it
is because
is.
I'm looking to do copy trading. So
If you're
that's why I was saying with the Trade of Eight and the other one that you're using, I want to know the difference between the two. Why you choose the one affordable? That's affordable indicators over Trade of Eight. You're basically breaking down the pros and cons of both.
so, and here's why. So remember, we know I don't trade on Trading View so much because there's a lag, there's a ton of slippage, okay, and the OCO orders, okay. One order does not necessarily cancel the other. Now on your live money, it does technically work. On your live money, it will let you trail, but it's again all these brokers and platforms, they're locking one feature here and allowing one feature here. So my solution I'm trying to find, which I'm probably going to land on NinjaTrader, I'm probably going to end up sticking with Replicanto because at least I know that functions, okay? And then I can just use NinjaTrader's ATM features because it's the closest I can get to solve as many of those problems as humanly possible. I think it's just the closest.
Well, it seems like to me, Jenny, the bottom line is the dollar amount that you're losing or that you're making. And if with all those orders that I saw just now that you could not close, that's a lot of money. And I don't know how often you run into that problem. Is that a daily situation or is intermittent?
So in the last in the last month and a half, you guys have heard me kind of switch tunes to I'm testing, okay? I got pretty good at quite a few of these different firms and was like, watch me do something big. I was like, ooh, watch me go. I was excited. Tried to combine them, and since then I've ran into a whole host of problems. So it's I know for and I don't mean this in any derogatory way. I know for you it's a lot of money, but what is it? $200 per account. Turn what are those? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 200-ish times 10, that's 2 grand, okay, ish. That's not a lot of money. Okay. Plus those are evals. So in total, blowing up or ruining those emails, which I can go past that in a day. I can go fix that if I wanted to. I can go over to Trade set a group order, okay? Um, take a fresh account, set a group order, and go past all those in a day if I want to. I can fix that manually, easy. But I'm trying to find the solution to do this long term. My goal has nothing to do with $2,000, okay? I can make $2,000. My goal has to do with 2 million. So that's what I'm willing to put in the time and the money to see if I can. And if not, I might be better off just maybe shortly saying, hey, I like take profit trader. I like these two. I trade them individually and then I trade my live money because dollar for dollar, the cost is high. The cost is very high, which I'm not used to having those kinds of expenses. I built a business that doesn't have a lot of expenses.
Okay, so basically you feel like that money is an investment in the time that you're putting to get to the ultimate goal to hopefully figure it out where you'll recoup the
Yes.
money lost and much, much more.
That's the only reason why I'm playing with Apex. The only reason I'm sticking with Apex is because two, I think they're a very cheap entry barrier. They're very affordable entry barrier. But number two, the reason I'm sticking with Apex is because I have an aspiration for a much bigger goal if I can figure it out. But if I can't figure it out on my terms, I can make money on my terms. So I don't necessarily need to. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to quit because I'm pretty good at sticking to my goals. But we'll see, man, because it's been a process.
Jenny, do you try to keep the 20 Apex accounts at all times?
No, I've had as many as like 30 or 40 because I had 20 of them passed. And I was like, cool, I'm going to do this. And then 20 more evals loaded up, ready to go kind of thing. I have done that, but especially now in this season of what I'm going to continue calling testing until that stuff stops happening. I'm only working with 5 to 10 accounts at a time for Apex because it's not worth it. It's just I don't mind taking. So we took one trade on those through Ninja Trader, and the one trade we took, I was like, cool, it worked on MES. It works just fine. As you saw, it didn't work fine. Like so
Right,
for
it did.
yeah, for now, no. I was very excited to have the 20 accounts and to do all the big things. And don't get me wrong, I've made my own fair share of mistakes that are just a me problem. But the vast majority of these problems I've had in terms of mirroring all those are honest to God tech problems of like, because that one trade wouldn't kill you, right? It's 100, $200. It's only, 2 to 3 micros, depending on which account it was.
Yeah, but if it's every day and it's different accounts every day, then
Well, that's
that'll
why
be a problem.
yeah, I'm not linking any of those accounts to this. No more. Okay. Not until it works properly. No more. No more will I be linking any funded things to this because it doesn't function right. It's not doing the things.
Well, Jenny, I wouldn't say not to link any. I would link as many because you still want to see if you can correct the problem. The only way you're going to see that if you have them linked, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, then that's just
Well,
it. So
and some of the things is I think it happens when it's more accounts. I just from what I've heard, with different people talking, when they have multiple accounts, like the 20 accounts. I know I used to hear people talk about that. That's when it malfunctions, as opposed to like two or
Right,
three
the
or
overload.
five or something like that. But
Might
like
be
the
an
20
overload.
and 30 and 40 accounts, that's when it tends to malfunction.
well, let's talk about that, guys. So the reason why I was wanting to take the trade on there this morning was again, I took all those small, quick managed trades on my funded accounts, either through Apex or Take Profit, and those were managed on Trade Cool. I waited for the bigger move or what I thought would be the bigger move to set up, and I took it on one account. Just full transparency, that thing worked just fine when I tested it yesterday, but granted, I was only testing it against Sims, okay? I was like, cool, I totally understood that ES was going to MES and the contract sizes were right and it bought when I said buy and it sold when I said sold. And I had been working again at messing with this in the last, I guess, what today's Thursday, so 4 days this week, right? And it worked. So I took one trade one time and that's what it cost. It's just real life. But $200, guys, we can make that up. We've been making that up for a little while. So we got that. We got that no problem. No problem at all. And honestly, I'm just going to keep testing it all. But wait, back to the conversation we were having, because I do want to finish that conversation. I think it's important. So, conversation we were having on the Dragonfly. If you go, don't listen to me, and you can there's websites that do better than this. But the average gain on any one of these years, okay, I'm going to go to the monthly view, is not as much as you think. Okay. And this is one of the best performing, assets of all time. The biggest drawdown we ever saw was what it was 80%. Okay, 80% of the account gone. It stayed in that level of drawdown for 14 years. Okay, that's a long time. That's this one right here. And if you look at this, now people again want to check their trades every day. They want to freak out every single day. I get it. It's stressful. It's hard. It's hard to be constantly exposed to the market and every little thing the news does. But the truth also is it doesn't really matter. Your only goal is to print money. And if you can find a way to do that effectively, that's all we're trying to go for. But just to kind of give you an idea, this was one of the best performing years that we've had in a while. This is November 23 to, we're going to go to November 24. That's a 36% gain in a year. So if you can 3 times that, which we can, we already know that, in a year, cool. Like that's 36% in a year. And again, it's one of the better years we've had in a long time. So 36% in a year. All I'm trying to do is get that level of money into your pocket without giving the risk, the fees, the management fees and the performance fees and all the things that you have to give that come in through your 401ks and your IRAs and your SEPs. We can at least 4 times this almost with no risk. Okay, I can't legally say no risk. But we can almost 4 times this probably with, I mean, it would take a flash crash, but almost no risk. Okay, literally, you just have to wait and no risk of anything. We can 4 times the best performing asset ever. Okay, ever. And I think that's something. But again, most people, 40% on $2,000 is not much to write home about. 40% on $2,000 is still only $900 in a year. Okay, most people don't know how to make that into something good. And here goes QQQ. Now we're moving, stupid heads. But I'm very excited about it. So back to our futures. Everything is moving now. I just wanted to wait till everyone was off. I wanted to wait till exactly 11 o'clock because everyone on YouTube told you to stop trading after 11 o'clock. And guess what? It's 11 o'clock and this sucker is going now. Now we want to break
Jenny, and then also what you're saying with your dragonfly, because that is very powerful. What you're showing and you're trying to hit home with everyone. And yeah, I know you have you showed a example of a $20,000 balance or whatnot. And depending on where people are at, some people may be above that level to, have more discretionary income and put a little bit more in, or you're starting at a lower level where it's 500 or 1,000, whatever you put in. The way that you can look at it is that in a year there's 52 weeks approximately, and you can just do, let's say, even $50 a week. Some people can possibly do more, but let's just say you do 50 a week and you add that to your actual account as it's growing and gaining its interest. That's about what I think, like 2,600 a year that you would have on that. And then if you do that just for 2 years, that's 5,000 just off of your deposits that you put in, and not even considering if you added anything additionally, and not even considering what the Dragonfly is doing itself as far as building equity. And that's eventually how you have your money work for you. You put your soldiers out there and let them bring money to you, because that's how you do get the true wealth and gain wealth and exchange, as opposed to exchanging, money for your time.
that.
What
Jonathan,
kind of leverage does a Dragonfly need?
Scott, I always said the most leverage that the broker gives you, but if you were trading with 50 to 1, you would be off risking. You would be turning that down. So these settings aren't in any jeopardy of like a margin call. I think the most
I'm gonna
drawdown.
ask you a question.
Whoops.
I don't think so, Jen. I think it's
Okay, hold on. Everybody mute for a second. I love having the open forum. I love you all, but you guys are giving me like Tourette's over here. One person at a time. Corey, come on out. No, no, honest, you can come out. I promise not to bite your head off too much. I just heard like 58 things at the same time. Okay. Kevin raised his hand first and then Corey, because I muted everybody. I'm so sorry I muted you guys, but I had to for a second. iPhone 6, Kevin guessed you. Come out.
Hey, Miss Jen.
Hi.
I was trying to see how much that bot gonna cost, and
What?
also can you put it on that? Can you put it on like your trade profit account, anything like that, or it gonna be trade lock or something like that?
I've never ran stuff like I've never ran on those Forex prop firms, so I don't have any experience with that. I do know there are some people who have been trying stuff like Sniper Pro, but Sniper Pro is a more short-term thing. This is meant to be a long-term thing. So some of the positions you're in and out of on the day, some of them on the 3-week mark. So I'm just being real. I don't know how that works in terms of prop firms for Forex. I don't know. And then all the things on the site will be on the site when it's available here shortly. Okay.
Okay, so the price and everything will be on there, and so what would it be used on? I mean,
Your
basically.
your own capital. So you put it on like on Plexi, you put it on your own capital.
Okay, like the amp account that you were referring to?
Yeah, I haven't tried it on futures. We
Okay,
don't
okay,
code it for
okay,
futures right now. And I can
okay.
only imagine that if I tried to put it on futures, I'd probably need a $50,000 account.
Okay, I hear you. I hear you.
But
Okay,
I would love to see it. Like I think it would be a lot of fun.
okay. And one more question. I had seen your like on the strategy, on the breakout strategy. I got my timing like at 8 o'clock. I mean, for the night session, and I got it put at Sydney, but I noticed Uncle P got it as Asian. So is that Asian or Sydney that I'm trading at night at 8 o'clock? Put it like that, yeah.
I don't know. Uncle P has words because he's a funny guy. I don't know. He's called it's technically the Asian session. That's the Asian session, but you're not wrong by saying what time does Sydney open, you guys?
I think Sydney opens, the actual Sydney opens does it open at 5 p.m. Central when the whole market opens? Is that the Sydney?
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think so. It's an hour before Tokyo, which is what you've been trading as the Asian Open.
know.
Okay, so what I need to have my setting on later as far as the Asian night, the night session. What time I need to have it to be
So if
set?
you're
I just had the wrong name on there and just click the Asian session, put that time on
Well, you can put Asian, you can put Sydney, you could put, PM Dollar Frenzy. You can put whatever you want. Like, but 20 o'clock to 20, it's 8 p.m. Don't laugh. But it depends on what time zone you're in. So I have mine set to -4 because I'm in New York time. I live in Florida.
there. Okay, well, I'm in Mississippi, so when it be 8 o'clock in New York time, it'd be 7 o'clock here. So I'd be trying to go after New York, after Chicago,
Okay.
because it's about 10 hours away from me if I'm right or not.
Okay. But you'll know you're right. Like, and honestly, the best thing to do is don't just listen to me. Go to your clock at 8 o'clock. Okay. Go to your chart at 8 o'clock. Come down here. Okay. Make sure that this is all set right. And if it's popping up at 8 o'clock, it's set right. And if it's not popping up, it's set wrong. And you're going to come in here and you're going to say, wait, what time does this say on the chart? This is 1900. This is 1800. You're going to set it that way.
Okay. So it don't matter what name on the side, but I mean, it don't matter to be Asian or city. So okay, I'm just
Yeah,
trying to
we,
see.
we could just we could be like dollar bill, y'all. Okay. No, we can put whatever
Okay,
we want in here. Okay. We can put this as easy money because it's not the New York chop that we've been experiencing lately. Easy money. Okay, we can put whatever we want.
okay, thank you.
You are welcome. All right, next question, Corey. I'm so sorry for muting you guys, but I was like spinning my head in a circle.
Okay, I need
Are
your
we?
actually good morning to you, and I need your professional analysis. I'm in this trade right now.
Which pair? Which
It's
instrument?
YM.
Okay. Are you buying or selling?
I'm buying.
Was it? Well, yeah, I wish I was in that. I wasn't. We talked about it. We called it. I didn't buy it. So how long? I'm guessing you got in somewhere down here?
Let's see, I got in at about it was 42066.
Not bad. So you got in as we're kind of 0.42066. As we broke pre-market high, you got in. Okay.
Yeah.
And you're holding right now, you're zooming up. You got a full body
Yes.
candle. Like, are you on a personal funds or Apex or which account are you on?
Personal funds.
Personal funds, I'd hold it.
He in the money.
So personal funds, I'd be looking to at least come take this high because this high, if you can see the white crosshairs, this high, look how
Uh-huh.
many prices stopped here.
Oh yeah.
It's just a good magnetic point right here.
Okay.
Like, so for me, I would lock profit if I'm in more than one contract or one lot size. I'd probably take a little bit off, just especially with how the market's been. So that means
Okay.
not going to lose
Yep.
now, no matter what. But bare minimum, I'd be looking to come take this high.
Okay. I'll do that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now I know how to look, and see where.
But also look to the left. So maybe come take this high. If we break and close above, we have yesterday's high, okay, to go take. But we're now officially above where we closed yesterday. So we're bullish. No matter how we define that, we're bullish. But I would be looking for this move to come sweep up, pull back. And that pullback is going to be like where I'd put a question mark. Because this question mark is going to tell me, is this just going to be a higher low that now we're coming to take new levels? Or are we going to come down, break this trend? Okay, because we still have this imbalance to the downside. We filled this one, which is interesting. Interesting. And as long as we're staying above this, I'm looking for the buys.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome. I could just have fun just marking this up. So much fun. All right, next question. Who next?
Hey, Jenny.
Hey,
I want to
Woody.
go back to the young lady who was talking about trying to get some type of discipline for trading. Wouldn't it be a good idea to just try to wait for the trends to start? Because that way, like they say, you don't want to be over trading anyway. So if you would just come back to the market and wait for that choppy thing to be over, that might be to your advantage rather than try to catch moves within that choppy market. Just wait for the trend.
Well, yeah, but so how are we going to define that? So we're on YM right now, and I'm going to go back to historical data. So if I put on our indicators, even just the one moving average, for example, this is a New York session. This is 9:30, right? So before we see any of that, it looks like we're trying to edge up. It looks like we swept both sides. Okay, we've made a higher high, we've retested. So like if we're just looking, we've got technically an uptrend. And then we chop around. Cool, we've now officially made a lower low. Okay, not yet because we haven't moved all the way down, but we've got that here. You don't know exactly when the trend is going to start or end because this is technically a downtrend that if you were trying to sell into anywhere in this period of time, which is from 10:30 to 12, you lost, especially for futures, you've lost those trades. And then now we've got this, we haven't made a higher high yet, so we're still all selling down. And then next day we gapped up a bajillion points.
But isn't that predicated also? Because I see you on the 5 minute. From what my understanding is, the lower time frame, there's a lot more noise than if you went up to the higher time frame to try to get a better idea of.
Well, yeah. Check the 15. So check what the 15-minute candle is doing. Check what the 15-minute
Now I'm talking about the hour and up. Would that be too much?
well, for futures, I think it's pushing it.
Is what I'm sorry?
I think for futures, I think worrying about what the hour is doing, like the hourly trend is doing, is pushing it because the hour,
Okay.
I'm going to go to crude, like the hour chart might be telling us we're selling, but you could have made money on this candle right here. Like we're selling, only look for sells. This is a clear sell picture. But by the time we get into that big bearish candle, we're saying, hey, we might come here. This candle has buys in it. Like this candle has buys in it. So you can wait this hour until, hey, the last major 1 hourly move was to the downside. Cool. Like we have that option. It's just a matter of, I think, in the baby, because we're really only, if you dragged your trade from futures onto this hourly chart, likely it's going to look like this bleep, bleep, and that's it. Bleep, bleep. And every now and then you might get bleep, bleep, but you're probably not getting bleep, bleep on the hourly chart because that violates most of the prop firm rules, anyways, unless you're on a micro.
Okay, well, you made a very good point here, Dennis. I'm coming from Forex, and I've got to keep in mind that futures are different when it comes to the higher time frames when you trading futures. So I was using my the analogy from Forex trading the higher time frame. So
Well,
That's
that's
glad
not
you
quite
said
true, because
Say
you're
that
going
again.
to
I'm
have
sorry.
good movement both in lower time frames and higher time frames when the market is trending. I mean, you look at the ES right now on a 2-minute chart, it's smooth, smooth, no problem at all. The problem is dealing with the prop firms with this trailing drawdown. You have to be able to have room for that.
Right.
So, what you should all be aiming for is to be trading your own funds.
Yeah, it's funny, on the day we popped, so if we take out all the noise, guys, we called the buy first. If we didn't, we closed below a little bit, but we never broke structure. So like how we used to trade for Forex, if we were looking for a buy on the day, okay, we would have looked for the buy. I would have given it to structures room, which is here or here, okay, and we would have just took the buy. None of this chop would have mattered, but because we're on futures, this little chop, it matters a lot, especially if you're trying to trade those bigger contracts. On the micros, not such a big deal. But even on the micros, this is a big deal. If you had, let's just say let's say you bought here, you sat through some drawdown, you didn't close, it came all up into this profit, depending on how much room you have, and you have 3 micros on, this pullback is enough to blow your entire account. And this is ES, not NQ. Okay. So even on MES, learning that really you're just trying to get this move, bleep, and that's it. Depending on what platform you're trading. But any of the ones that have consistency rules or daily, especially trailing drawdown rules, you got to trade that accordingly. You need to get in and out, including taking these little losses. Because look, that's clean. That's perfect. That's amazing. But that's, I think, a whole nother topic is if you made all these decisions before you got to here, you either don't have the patience, mental equity, emotional equity, actual equity, or ninja trader functioning, or your daily drawdown's been hit. So now you can't come take this trade. That was the objective in taking the trade that we took a little while ago, but it just didn't, we got that move down. And it is what it is. So we've taken every direction like 4 times on ES. So we'll see. But okay, I think that answers all of the questions. I sadly need to do something with Ninja Trader again. So much fun. So much fun in the hood, you guys. But that's all we've got on the week. So thank you each and every one of you guys for coming to hang out. If you made profits, break even or anything, put it in the chat for me so I can take a screenshot. I probably should move this over. If you stayed alive and didn't blow an account, didn't go full tilt, we'll take that too, okay? Especially on such a choppy day, because that's part of it. It's 100% part of it. Selling SPX on golden ticket at 10:30. Good job, Charlotte. Good job. Advance my take profit trader account with 260. Good job. I will take that. Good job. I think the most I made on any of the accounts I traded today was like 400, and that was just the in and outs of the NQs. The most I made on all those accounts. And then all the evals didn't go so well. But okay, happy Thursday, guys. Thank you all for coming. Please be careful, be wary, and maybe look for one trade tomorrow and live to trade another day. So take care and God bless. Bye, guys.
Bye,
Thank you, Jenny.
everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny.